Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. We got June 30th on the books. Last day of the 6th month of the year. We're starting on working towards our second half, working towards our third quarter right now. So I want to talk about today. I want to give you some reminders of things that work in this business. So things have been pretty crazy, right? We've had a lot going on, and you hear us talking yesterday about getting offers accepted, working with buyers, working with lenders, working with sellers, tips, tricks, tools, strategies, stresses, things that are happening out there. And I wanted to bring you today and talk to you about a couple different things and talk to you about some mindset, but also I want to talk to you about things that work in any market. We forget, and this is what made me think of this. One of the comments yesterday, and I think I saw you online. I know it was somewhat sarcastic and joking, but it's saying, I don't even know how to write an offer anymore. And it's funny because it gets so difficult. Well, what do we need to do to get this offer accepted? That's a really good question. So let's go back to the basics and think about the things that work in every market, not just getting an offer accepted, but being successful. There's certain things that are going to work no matter the market. There's certain things that are going to help you be successful no matter what's going on with buyers or sellers. There's certain things that you can do daily, all the time, that it doesn't matter if it's a buyer's market, seller's market. It doesn't matter if there's short sales, bank owns, expireds. It does not matter. These are the things that work in any market. These are the things that you need to implement into your business, or you should be implementing into your business, to make sure that you can thrive no matter the market that's going on. So let's go and talk about that. So here you go. Things that work in any market. And I'm going to expand on some of these and talk about some of these a little bit more. Number one, no matter the market, no matter how good the market is, no matter how bad the market is, it's imperative that you have a good business partner. In this business, as a real estate agent, you need to partner with a brokerage. You don't want to just hang your license with anybody, because we don't see ourselves as a company that you just hang your license with. We see ourselves as the absolute best business partner for the agents that we hire and we bring on. And it's imperative that you pair yourself with a good business partner. And you guys are seeing this every single day in this market because of the buyers and buyers agents you're dealing with on the listing side when you're selling a home, and because of the listing agents that you're seeing when you're on the buy side. Some people have no clue. They don't have training. They don't have updates every morning. They don't have a Zoom class. They don't have all of those things to put them in the best possible position so they can go to bat for their client no matter what is going on. So no matter the market, pairing yourself with the right business partner is something that will make you thrive. So think about this. How often are you engaging with training? How often are you getting in touch with your management team? How often are you talking with the back office about, or sending notes about your contracts, asking them if there's anything they need, or can I do this, or should this be done this way? How often are you watching additional trainings? How often are you getting on to the social media page, the Beggins Agents app, reviewing your scripts, going into dotloop, practicing, doing things like that, partnering with another agent? How often are you doing those things? Being paired with a great business partner, and we do believe we are a great business partner for you. Being paired with us gives you those opportunities. Take advantage of them. Reach out to the people that are around you. Engage with the training. Show up every single morning. Do those things. That is something that no matter the market, no matter if it's slow, no matter if there's short sales, no matter what is going on, you will be able to thrive. Think about it. I wasn't even into business, but when the short sales were prevalent, they had people and they came up with a great idea because of collaborative minds. Let's get t-shirts and let's put on Century 21 Real Estate Recovery Team and go out knocking on doors, talking to people, giving them information about having a free consultation for a short sale. So what if you did something like that in today's market, getting out there, putting on a t-shirt, putting in there, a real estate success team, real estate recovery team, inventory recovery team, whatever that is, going out there and just knocking on doors and handing out information, a free CMA, a free booklet. Here's how to sell your home on your own and make the most amount of money. Anything like that. Provide value to the people that are out there. So being paired with a great business partner is something that's going to work in any market. Number two, things that work in any market. Have integrity. Do the right thing. being integrous, being an integral part of the transaction, having integrity as an individual is going to work no matter what market you're in. And please take these to heart, because this makes a huge difference. There are agents out there doing whatever it takes to get their sellers the most amount of money or their buyers under contract. And it does not come with the most integrity sometimes. Not everybody has the same integrity that you may have. So be integral to the transaction, but have integrity yourself. We pride ourselves on doing the right thing. There's certain times, like the situation that we dealt with a seller who was basically shooting themselves in the foot. We had a buyer that was willing to pay $90,000 over the appraised value. They needed one more business day to close, and they said that we won't do it unless you pay us $30,000. You know, even an attorney told us, you have to do the right thing. And even as a single agent, the right thing is letting the seller know that they're making a mistake. So having integrity, being able to do the right thing by your client, by your conscience and your soul, and by your business partner. Have integrity. These things will always, they will never go out of style. You will never hear anybody, man, I really wish integrity is absolutely crucial. You will never hear anybody say, man, I really wish they would have got a little more down and dirty and took a little more chances and kind of threw it out there a little bit. I don't care if they had to lie, cheat, or steal to do it. You really aren't going to hear that from anybody unless they have that same kind of mentality and that same kind of personality. So having integrity is something that is going to work and benefit you and your business and make you shine. And even if you feel like you lost because of it, you will come out ahead in the end. I promise you. Have integrity, do the right thing. Number 3, something that will work in every single market. Believe in yourself and your abilities. Have confidence. Belief is absolutely key. What's the quote from Henry Ford? Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. Because if you think you can, you are going to do everything you can to make that possible. Our brains do not like to be proved wrong. We don't like to prove ourselves wrong. So if we believe we can do something and our brain says we can do it and we go out and take action to do it, your brain doesn't want to be proved wrong, and it's going to keep going until it gets it, or until it can give a good enough reason that this is as good as it's going to get, and we're good with that because this is what we were after anyway. But if you believe you can't, how likely are you to try? It's the 4-minute mile. Roger Bannister, first person to run under a 4-minute mile. Before that, no one had done it. Within the first year, more than 20 did. And within the next 5 to 10 years, hundreds and hundreds of people have. And since then, thousands and thousands have done it, even teenagers. So having that belief in yourself that you can do it and you are the one to do it, and having the confidence in yourself. You know, there's an air about people. You ever been around somebody when they walk into the room, the whole energy in the room changes. They walk in and it's just everything. The room just fills up with this presence of who they are. They say that when you get into the right frequencies, vibrations, wavelengths, the right coherence between your brain and heart, and everything's operating in an optimal fashion, your vibration and field can be measured for up to 9 meters across. And that 9 meter frequency and vibration that you have when you walk into a room, anybody within that 9 meters, for anybody who doesn't know, every meter is about 3 feet. 9 meters is about 27 feet. That's a big area, a big circumference or big diameter to have. So if you walk in and you're affecting anybody within 27 feet of you, you are affecting their waves, vibrations, and frequencies. That's how a whole room gets filled up, because you affect their vibration, they affect the person next to them, they affect the person next to them, all because of a belief, all because of a confidence, all because you knew that you were the right person for the job and you were the one that was supposed to get it done, and you stepped in with that. That's going to make all the difference when you walk in through an appointment, when you sit down across the table from a seller, when you sit down across the table from a buyer, when you go out and show homes. Even if you don't know the answer, if you give them an answer with confidence, meaning not BSing them, but telling them, That's a great question. I will be sure and happy to get that answer for you. Was there anything else that you wanted me to look into while I dug that one? Was there anything else about the HOA, about the home, about this, about that? Saying it with confidence, that's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. I'll make sure I get it for you. That confidence in that downswing is what's going to instill confidence in them that you still have it under control. But if they ask you, what about the end? You're like, I don't know. That's a really good question. I'm not sure. How confident are they going to feel in you? They're not going to. So having confidence in believing in yourself and your abilities to get the job done, and believing without a shadow of a doubt that the outcome is going to come. No matter what the outcome is, it's either going to happen or it's not, but that is the outcome, and that's the outcome that we're after, and it will be fine, and it will work out no matter what. Whether they sell or they don't, that's exactly the outcome that we're after, and we're going to make it work no matter what, and we will get through it. We will navigate through it. I'm on your side. I've got the right business partner. Let's make sure we get this done for you. So things that work in any market: believing in yourself, your abilities, and having confidence. And also forgetting about how. So too often what happens, and you heard Jeff and Mike talking about the the temple in Thailand of Phuk Hau, which, with Phuk Hau, forget about how. What we bog ourselves down with and what kind of chips away at our confidence is when we think about too much of, how am I going to do this? When's it going to happen? How's it going to, why did they do, how do I, and you start compounding all of that on top of each other. And that creates anxiety, which disrupts your frequencies, vibrations, and coherences, and disrupts your confidence and doesn't allow you to show up as the person that you were supposed to be. Getting back to the belief and confidence in your reason why you are doing it, having the emotional attachment to the outcome that you want. We say don't be attached to the outcome. Don't be attached to the outcome as a thing. Be attached to the emotional outcome that you created. So you created this outcome of it's all going to work out because I know it is. That's the emotion, not the property's going to close. So being attached to an emotion of what it is you want to feel, because we don't want 100,000 pieces of paper. We don't want $100,000. We don't want 100,000 pieces of paper. We want the feeling we're going to get when we have $100,000. We want the experiences we're going to create. We want the journey along the way. We want the emotions. We want the success. We want the fulfillment. We want the happiness. That's what we want in an experience. That's what we want in an outcome. So stop thinking about the thing and how you're going to get the thing and start creating the attachment to the emotion you're going to have when you actually get that thing, the feeling you're going to have, because that's really what we're after. That's really what we want. So having belief and confidence, forgetting about the how, and getting to work to figure out how you're going to get it. Again, something else that works in every market, being proactive rather than reactive. And the very next one is going to coincide with this. So we'll get into it in just a half a second. So be proactive rather than reactive. Don't wait for things to happen. But at the same time, don't create a problem before it exists. So we need to be wise enough to see what the potential issues are going to be and weigh out the benefits and consequences of taking action for those things that could potentially come up. So being proactive. Number 6? Pre-listing inspections. Why would I do that? The home's going to sell in 5 days. It's going to sell in 1 day. I'm going to have 20 offers. Why would I do a pre-listing inspection? Why am I going to waste? Right now, Survey Eagle will do a pre-listing inspection for your home for, it was $300 or $350. A pre-listing inspection of the entire house, for your home for $300 or $350. It's a special they're running the month of July. Why would you do that? Why? Because you're trying to be proactive rather than reactive. You're trying to foresee the issues before they happen. You're trying to keep buyer confidence at a high through this entire process. Because why though? Let's talk about why. Because every buyer that's out there has written, most of them have written 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 offers, right? They've all written offers. They've all been beat out. They've all been beat out. They've all been beat down. They're all frustrated. They're tired. They're ready to quit. They're ready to give up. When your house comes on the market and they see it, they're like, oh, God, let's try this one again. Give them whatever they want. Give them whatever they want. This will give them 50,000 over, 20,000 over asking, waive the appraisal, shorten the inspection, do this, do that. And they already maybe not feeling so confident with their decision, but they need a home, so they're making the decision anyway. And if they're doing that, if they're making this decision anyway they're excited to get the offer, don't get me wrong, but they're also a little frustrated, and they just need a home. So they're excited to get the offer, but what happens when that excitement about actually getting under contract wears off? And they tell their family and their mom and their dad that we just got a home under contract. That's awesome. Congratulations. Where's the home? Oh, it's right around the corner. It's in this area. It's the neighborhood we've been looking for. What was it listed at? It was listed at $300,000. Wonderful. What'd you get it under contract with? What'd you offer them? $285, $290? No, $335,000. What? Are you kidding me? Are you crazy? Our family never pays full price for anything. We always offer 20% less. We negotiate in between. We don't pay for. What are you doing? That's the stupidest thing you could have done. They're hearing that from their family. They're hearing that from friends. They're hearing that from people. Why'd you do that? It's the wrong time to buy. There's a real estate bubble. Prices are this and that. They're hearing everything. Then they deliver an escrow, which means they watch money go out of their bank account, and they're losing more confidence. And then they submit all their documents to a lender, and their lender starts processing, asking them for things. Sign all these papers. Click here. Here's a good faith estimate that's higher than I told you it was going to be just because I have to do it that way. And they're losing more confidence. Then they do an inspection, and the inspection sees things they didn't expect because they thought your home was a newer home and it was serviced and it looked so well maintained. But now there's an issue. There was a leak that you forgot to disclose or tell them about. The AC filters aren't cleaned. The coils aren't cleaned. There's a spot in the floor that's a little spongy. There was a leak underneath the sink. There's all these things they didn't see. They're all minor, small things, but they're losing confidence. And now that confidence is completely waned where they're thinking about canceling. And if they do stick with the contract and they agreed to pay $35,000 over the list price, $35,000 over the appraised value, one or the other or both, and the appraisal comes in just a little bit light, let's just say it comes in at $295. List price was $300. They offered $335, willing to pay $35,000 over the appraised value, not to exceed the list price, or not to exceed the contract price. When that happens, what really happens? The terms of the contract have not been met. They said, I'm going to pay $35,000 over the appraised value, but it's contingent on us paying $335 for the home. I'm going to offer you $335 for this home, and I'm willing to pay $35,000 over the appraised value to meet this $335. When it appraises for $295, that term of the contract has not been met. And now, with all of the other issues of confidence and their parents yelling at them and telling them this and the inspection that went bad and all this, they have the right to cancel, and their confidence may be through the floor right now and completely down, and they could cancel. So your actions of being proactive rather than reactive, getting a pre-listing inspection and having your seller pay $300, $350 up front to have a pre-listing inspection and maybe spend $500 to $1,000 to address some of these issues is going to potentially keep $35,000 in their pocket. Why? Because the next best offer might have been $10,000 less. So they spent $300 on the inspection, $1,000 on the repairs, and all of a sudden they made out about $7,000, $8,000 more than they would have if they have to go to the second offer, disclose all these issues, or fix them anyway. And now being proactive rather than reactive put your seller in the best position, kept the buyer confidence level up, and make sure that we had a successful closing. Be proactive rather than reactive. A pre-listing inspection, that's why I put these two together, because I think it's in this market, it's almost $300. That's right. Thank Maria. It's almost more important to have a pre-listing inspection now than before, because buyers are willing to do so much more. And in order to keep that confidence level up and make sure your seller gets the most amount of money, that's what we really should be doing. So be proactive rather than reactive. Number 7, pre-qualifying buyers and sellers. These are things that work in any market. The pre-listing inspection, any market, down market, high market. We got to keep buyer confidence. It's imperative. That's what the things we should be doing. It's best for all of the people involved. Then pre-qualifying buyers and sellers. Following our listing process, pre-qualification, the listing pre-qualification script. Where are you moving to? How soon do you have to be there? If you can't get that dollar amount, or what do you think your home is worth in today's market? If you can't get that dollar amount, will you still be moving? You weren't thinking of selling this home on your own. On a risk scale of 1 to 10, what do you feel your home is worth? 7 out of 10. What would make it a 10? So talking to them and going through the pre-qualification process with a seller works in any market and should be happening in every market, in this market especially. I don't care that the homes are flying off the shelves. We need to know what their motivation is. We need to know how serious they are. We need to know how to strategize for them. And if we don't pre-qualify this seller, we're going to miss out on an opportunity to get them there, right? We're going to miss out on that opportunity. We talked with somebody the other day. They thought their home was worth $525 to $550. It's probably worth $625 to $650. If we didn't know that, we would be afraid of telling them a higher number or putting it on the market. But now we can strategize and talk. Look, if all you needed was $550, give us the opportunity to get more. This is what the market seems like it would be. And if we're a little bit off, just be prepared to make some adjustments. We can have those discussions, but pre-qualifying your seller is going to help with that. Pre-qualifying buyers. We talked a lot about this yesterday, so I don't need to harp on it, but in the sales meeting, that's what we talked about, pre-qualifying your buyers, talking to them, setting the expectation, getting on a Zoom call before you even put them in your car, getting that lead, getting them on a Zoom call, talking to them, showing them the area, showing them what's active on the market. Say, look how many have sold. My goodness, there's 110 that have sold, and then click on active and there's only 2. And they're both dogs, or one of them's a dog, the other one just came on the market. And it's probably going to have multiple offers. So having those discussions with the buyer up front, talking to the buyer's lender, doing the full pre-qualification process for both buyers and sellers absolutely works in every market. It's absolutely imperative. Please be sure that you're doing these things. Number 8, using scripts right along with pre-qualifying buyers and sellers. Use a pre-qualification script. Have a script that you follow for your buyers and your sellers. Talk them through the process. Use the script the way that it's written. Understand it, internalize it, know what the next set of questions is. That way it's internalized. After you ask that question, you can sit down and shut up and pause and let them talk. Now you're not listening to respond, you're listening to understand, because I already know what my next question or response is going to be because of the script. And that works in every single market. These are the things you should have implemented in your business. Have a listing pre-qualification script, a presentation script, have a buyer pre-qualification script. You should have all of these things understood, have a system process for every single one of them. Number 9, the number 9 thing that works in any market, having a schedule. Keeping a schedule is absolutely key. Having a schedule where it locks you into doing certain things at certain days and certain times, guess what that ends up giving you? Freedom. Having a schedule that says when is going to ultimately give you freedom. Because in the beginning, if you don't have a schedule, your brain's going to be going all over the place, thinking about all the things that you need to do, ping-ponging all of these ideas. Oh, I really need to prospect. I can do that. Yeah, but I got to do this and I have to do that. And when you don't have that schedule and you don't know that, oh, it's okay. I prospect from 11 to 1 o'clock today, or I prospect from 10 o'clock to noon today, whatever that is. If you don't have that schedule, those things keep ping-ponging inside off of your head all around, and it leaves no more room for any creativity. It leaves no more room for you to think of your next process, think of your next step. It leaves no more room for that because you're too busy thinking of all the things you should have done, need to do, or going to do, want to do. Create a schedule. Schedules are just habits. You're going to create a habit of doing something. Why not create a habit, a schedule, of doing things the way that's going to benefit your business? So you will create a habit of doing something, whether that habit is waking up in the morning, driving to work through traffic, getting anxious, worked up. Your body will start to create a habit of doing that every day. During that time, you will start to feel anxious or feel a little off if you're not doing that. Going through those processes, you will start to feel that. Sitting there, checking social media, reading some emails, pulling up some memes, creating some memes, sharing some with a friend, then going to lunch, then coming back, making a couple phone calls to your sphere that aren't business related. You will start to create a habit of doing those things. So why not create a schedule and a habit that's going to be beneficial to you rather than one that's not going to get you the thing that you want? Pre-qualification scripts for buyers and sellers on Beggins agents? Yes, they should be. So use scripts. Keep a schedule. These things are going to help you out. Having daily prospecting activities, right along with keeping a schedule, things that work in every market. If the market is slow, you should be prospecting for business to make sure that your business stays alive. If the market is hot, you should be prospecting for business to make sure that you're taking advantage of the amazing market. If the market is balanced, you should be prospecting for your business to make sure that you keep business rolling in. If you do not have income generating activities scheduled every single day, your business will soon be out of business. You need income generating activities every day, some type of prospecting activity every single day. Please put that on your schedule. If there's one thing that you put on your schedule that for your business to describe, Angelique says scripts are also in Dotloop as well. If there's one thing you put into your schedule to make sure your business thrives, income generating activities daily, even if it's just for 30 minutes, whatever you can commit to, whatever you're going to commit to, make sure you commit to them. It is imperative. And then I'm going to jump, the very next one, scheduling time for you. So you want to make your business thrive, schedule income generating activities every single day. If you really want to make your life and your business thrive, schedule time for you every day. You have to have some you time. So some people, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So don't tell me I don't have time for me. I don't have time to do this. You make time for what's important. You will make the time for what's important. The people that make billions of dollars have the same 24 hours as you. They make time for what's important. The people who don't, who have the same 24 hours a day and don't have that, they don't make time for what's important to them. If it means getting up 30 minutes earlier so you have 30 minutes more in the day to make time for you, whether it's going to the gym, taking a walk, meditating, just sitting down, journaling, reading a Bible, whatever it is that you do for yourself, the whole point is fill your cup up first. You can't be the best for your clients. You can't be the best for your family. You can't be the best for your future if you don't fill your cup up first. Because whatever you fill your cup up with is what you're going to ultimately spill onto everybody else around you. So you need to make the time for you. Schedule you time. Pause and reflect. In the morning, give yourself 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. Give yourself some time where you get up, you don't pick up your phone. The first 20 to 30 minutes of the day, don't touch your phone, don't read your emails, don't read text messages, don't go on social media, don't go on any of those things. Just get on your feet, get moving, step outside, take a leisurely walk, take a brisk walk, do something different than you've always done, and control the direction of your thoughts and start creating the life that you want in your head. Not the dollars, not the things, the 100,000 pieces of paper, the emotions that you want out of it. Start creating. What will you feel when you ultimately get what you want? But this is predicated on one of these last things down here, setting goals, having goals to know what it is that you want. And then reflect at the end of the day. Last 30 minutes of the day, put the phone down. You should not be looking at your phone for the last 20 to 30 minutes of your day. You should be thinking of your future, thinking of your goals, telling yourself how awesome you are, how great you are, how grateful you are for everything that you have and how amazing your life is and how wonderful it's going to be. And thank you so much for everything that's around me. If you start your day off like that and finish your day off like that, everything in between starts to fall into those pages and you start writing a new story. So having daily prospecting activities, scheduling time for you, all along with keeping a schedule. Number 12, things that work in any market. Rapport building skills, disc profiling, communication, working on your craft. We are in people and communication business, right? You need to be better at communicating, building rapport, working on the things that you understand about yourself that you need to tone down or tune up to make sure that you communicate with whoever you identify. I would be a I personality, and when I meet somebody, I know they're a D personality. So I need to teach myself, shut up a little bit and let them have control. By me letting them take control, it's not letting them take control, letting them have control. You are really in control. You're the one that's dictating those things and allowing that to happen. You are still in control. And then you direct the conversation, direct the sales skills and the projections that you're going to go through with questions and with things like that. That will get them thinking and get them moving in the direction that you want them. So perfecting your craft, rapport building skills, understanding that your physiology in your body, 55% of your communication comes from physiology in your body. So when you're sitting across from somebody who's sitting like this, then you should probably be sitting like this as well at some point. And then if they change, give them a few minutes. And when you go to speak, move and say, that's a great opportunity for us to talk about this, and then move to the position that they're in. You start building more connection with somebody by using your physiology. 738-55, 7% of communication is words, 38% is tonality, inflection, the way the words are used, and 55% is your body language. Start using those skills, using them, understanding DISC and understanding communication, asking questions. A sales process is just a series of questions to get to a predictable result, which is the sale, the closing, the contract. So using those things to get to that predictable result, using your communication skills. Number 13, things that are going to work in any market. Answering and using your phone. I know, novel idea, Chris, answering and using your phone. You would not believe how many people do not pick up the phone. They don't answer phones. You heard it yesterday on the meeting. That listing agent, they left a voicemail that said, please, and realtor remarks and a voicemail that said, please do not call. Please text for a quicker response. Due to the amount of incoming phone calls on the properties we have listed, we're unable to get to everybody, blah, 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 blah. And they start going through all this stuff. And pick up your phone. They say don't call. Try anyway. Look, you're not being opinionated. Hey, if they're probably not going to answer. That's fine. Leave a message and just say, I understand you said that. I just really needed to ask a couple questions. If you have a few minutes, go back. If not, I completely understand. But they say text. So what did I just say? 738-55. 7% is just words. So if you send them a text message, 7% of what you're trying to get across to them is probably going to be communicated, and it's going to be received in the mood that that person is in. He had just had 5 other phone calls. He just had a seller call him and say, I don't want to leave the house again. This person left the door unlocked. He's frustrated. He's angry. He's pissed off. He's having a bad day. And you send him a text message that asks a question. It's in the realtor. I put an attachment in, and it's just going to come back, and it's not going to go well. So what can you do? How can you communicate more of what you want across to them? Video text. An agent that says, don't call me, send a video text. Take a video of yourself. Hey, John, Lisa, whatever it is. Hey, John, just wanted to give you a short message. Thanks so much for letting us see the home. I'll make this brief. I know your time is valuable. My buyers are really, really interested in the property. If they're there, just say, there they are. Say, hi. Yeah, we're going to be putting an offer in on the property. I really had a couple questions just about closing date, what the preferable closing date is. The buyers are willing to do whatever it takes to get this home, give the seller that opportunity to lease the property back, stay in later, close it, blah, 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 whatever it is. So please do me a favor, give me a call back, shoot me a message back, whatever that is. We'd really love to get you something. So just put something in a video text that's going to connect with them a little bit differently. And you'll get more of your communication across. If you're compassionate and understanding and you're communicative and you're likable and you're trustworthy, those things will come across. And they'll be able to understand you a little bit more. Something else, auto text responses. Set up your phone so when somebody calls you, and if you can't answer the phone, have some of the predictive text responses. I'm unavailable in a meeting right now. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Or I'm unavailable at the moment. Please text for a quicker response, or I will call you right back. I like to do that for everybody. If you don't get a predictive text back from me, an auto text back from me when you call me, I probably didn't see your phone. I didn't see your phone call or didn't get to it in time. So it's okay to call me back. It's okay to shoot me a message. It's okay to follow back up if I absolutely missed it. Please follow up. If I shoot you a text back, I want you to know you're important to me. I saw it. I took the extra step to make sure you saw what I saw, that I saw you called, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or shoot me a text and we can communicate that way. So use communication, use your phone, answer your phone. Like we talked about before, sharpening your skills. This is number 14 here. Sharpen your skills, things that work in any market. Sharpen your skills. If you get better at your craft, whether the market's down or up, it's going to work. You're going to be better at what you're doing. You're going to have better opportunities. Sharpening your saw. It says sharpening your skills, sharpening your saw. That's one of the 7 habits of highly effective people. Sharpen the saw. Why? Because progress equals happiness. When you stay stagnant for too long and you haven't done anything for too long, you've done the same things, drove the same way to work, walked up the same stairs, opened the same door, ate the similar kind of lunch, drove home the same way in the same car, pulled into the same driveway, opened the same door, had the same kind of dinner on the same plates, and watched the same box on the wall, the same shows you just watched the other, and you start to get very predictive with everything that you're doing. You're not making any progress towards anything. What happens? You get bored. You get frustrated. You start to feel like there's no meaning. You start to lose meaning. You start to lose emotions. So sharpening the skill, sharpening your saw, sharpening your skills. Engage with something, some type of week-long event, whether it's just a Zoom type thing that's an hour a day, 30 minutes a day. A weekend-long event where you go just to get engaged with something different, get some emotional change into you. Read a different book. Watch a different series on YouTube that's for personal development, business development, something you can implement. Do something different. So sharpen your saw. Progress equals happiness. If you engage with things that are going to make you better at your business, at your personal life, at your relationship, as being a father, a mother, whatever that is, you're going to start to feel better about your life. You're going to start feeling better about yourself. And if you feel better about yourself, how much more likely are you to have better communication and better interactions with your clients? How much more confident will you be, and how much more will you believe in yourself when you feel you're making progress and feeling good about what you're doing, and how much better is that interaction going to be? You have to make sure that you're constantly looking to do a little bit more than you did the day before. Your competition is not everybody else out there. Your competition is who you were yesterday. Just be better than you were yesterday, and it just has to be 2 millimeters, one step, just that little bit better than you were yesterday. 15. I talked about this already. Control the beginning and end of your day. Manage your mindset. So if you can control those things, you're setting a tone, setting a precedence for how the rest of the day is going to go. I will tell you, when I wake up in the morning and I go for a walk and I'm listening to, I'll listen to sometimes some I am affirmations just to get some things in my head. I'll listen to some motivation videos or inspiration. Sometimes I don't listen to anything and I just enjoy the peace and quiet when I do that. And then I go to the gym and I get my heart rate going and I'm listening to some other people, other motivation and some upbeat music and doing that. When I get home, woo, watch out, because I am alive and on fire and I am so much better for my kids and my wife, and I am alive and I feel so fun and exciting, and we're playing music and we're dancing and we're eating breakfast and we're going back and we're having a great time. But when I drag myself out of bed across the house to go wake up my kids or to go out to start making breakfast, it is not the same experience. So when you start your day off right foot, it makes all of the difference in the rest of your day. Focus on gratitude. Control the beginning and end of your day. Fill your cup up first with gratitude, with inspiration, with emotion that is going to push you, make you feel alive and amazing. Finish the day off with the same thing. Create your vision, see those goals, and see them achieved. Number 16, something that works in every market. Speed to lead works in every market. This is how much of an instant gratification society we are. One of the very first flights, I was listening to this guy talk, he said, I was on one of the very first flights that had Wi-Fi on the flight. So you could actually have Wi-Fi on the flight and do business on your cross-country flight from New York to LA or vice versa. They had Wi-Fi on the flight. It was the first flight they had that on. So before that, it was like groundbreaking. Oh my goodness, there's Wi-Fi. We get to use this. That's amazing. You guys are awesome. I can't believe you're bringing this to us. And about 5-10 minutes into the flight, Wi-Fi goes down. It crashes. It doesn't work. Everybody was pissed off. This is the worst thing ever. You guys are horrible. You suck. How could you do this to us? This is the worst thing that I've ever experienced. Within 5 minutes, it became an expectation that the Wi-Fi was going to be there and that they were going to have it for the remainder of the flight and from the remainder of life, and it's never going to change. It became an expectation immediately. Before that, it had never been done, and all of a sudden, this better happen, and if it doesn't happen, you're horrible. And it's the same thing with instant gratification and expectations from the buyers that call. They call, they want an answer right now, and when they don't, guess what? Guess what's already playing in their head? The same things you hear that everybody else says. Well, realtors are like used car salesmen. There's more realtors than, more people have a real estate license than they have a driver's license, and that's just flooded, and it's crazy, and that's why they're not doing their job. They're probably part of the 80% that's not doing what they're doing. So that's already an expectation when they call you that you're going to answer and get back to them ASAP. So speed to lead works in every single market. It just gets you put on the right track to be communicating with the buyers and sellers up front. Number 17, systems, processes, and tools. So we have a listing process. We have a strategic positioning and pricing analysis. MoxieWorks is coming out, so a new CRM that will have systems, processes, and tools. So if you question whether systems, processes, and tools work, look at every single system that's out there and the processes that they go through and the tools that they implement. That's the whole basis of all of them. Having a system for follow-up. I call all of my sellers on Monday. I follow up with all of my buyers on Wednesday to see if there's anything we need to look at this weekend. We have a system for follow-up. I call all of my sphere once every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever that is. Have a system, have a process, have a tool. It will set you apart in any single market. Number 18, setting goals. So in a busy market, when you are just crammed and you're cranking out deals, you need focus. You need clear, concise focus with blinders on. That's what I'm after. That's the emotion that I'm after. This is why I'm after it and why I'm doing it, and have that focus on what you're going for. And you need to have those goals. You need to have that why. You need to have the emotional attachment to what you are going to feel when you get that goal and how amazing it's going to be. You need that focus when you're busy. And if you don't have that focus, we get splattered all over the place, scattered everywhere, and you're going to be pushing and pulling, doing all these different things, and the next greatest thing is going to come out, and we're going to tell you about another opportunity. You're going to want to do that, and then you're going to want to do this, and you're going to be over here, and I saw this person do this. You got to have the commitment. You got to have the goal. You got to have the focus. You got to have the emotion. And when the market is slow, you need a driver. You need something that's pushing you. You need something that's going to push you to get there. You need something that's going to say, wow, this is my goal. This is what I'm after. This is what I'm going to feel. This is the emotion I want. And if I don't do it, this is the pain I'm going to feel. This is how bad it could get. It's this slow. This market is really slow. It's great, whatever it is. And if I don't do the things I need to do, I'm not going to have the business that I want. I'm not going to get that. And how bad would it be if I lose that opportunity? So whether it's a busy market or a slow market, you need goals. You need that driving factor, or you need that clear, concise focus on what you're after. Number 19, things that work in any market, get a coach. You guys are blessed that you have a company that provides you with people. And you hear Craig say it all the time. He feels that we've got the best management and success team that's out there. We really want the best for you. We are so happy to sit down and be a part of your success and help you to get to where you want to be. So give us that opportunity. But it's predicated on you engaging with us. Get a coach. You have to show up. You have to make the commitment. And if you want to be better than you were, you need somebody that's going to hold you accountable. You can't do everything alone. You can do the hard work and all of that, but you should have somebody that's pushing you to that next level, holding you accountable. Having somebody that's outside the pill bottle, that's able to read the prescription back to you to remind you of what's going on inside, and remind you of why you're doing it, remind you of the next steps, remind you of those things. Lastly, something that will work in every market, put the shoe on the other foot. And I was having a conversation yesterday with somebody, and in a crazy market like this, people buying sight unseen, and they're like, I just don't know if I want to work with them anymore. I'm doing video text, I'm reaching out to them, I'm going and showing every single home, and right now there's one home that comes on the market, I go out and video it, and then I come back and they take too long, and they come back and tell me they want to put an offer. And then so it's like, put the shoe on the other foot for a minute. Do this. We have somebody in Hawaii that was buying a vacation home here. Crazy, right? Put your shoe on the other foot. Sit down, clear your head, and say, all right, I said, you have $100,000, or you've got $700,000. And I need you to buy a vacation rental home in Hawaii in 30 days. Go to it. How would you feel? You're going to feel stressed. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to think about it a lot, especially if you've never done it before and you've never bought a house sight unseen. Shoe on the other foot. Stop for a second and think about your buyers that are offering. You're telling them, just throw 30,000 over. Yeah, just do it. We got to put the shoe on the other foot. How does it feel for a buyer to have to go in saying, I'm going to offer $30,000 more than the list price, offer to pay $30,000 more? How hard you don't know what they did to earn that money. You don't know what it took for them to earn that money. You don't know where they've been. That's why pre-qualification is so important, so you can get some of those questions out and understand their motivation. Put the shoe on the other foot. understand the position they're in, put yourself in their position to see where they're at so you can fully understand before you start making blind comments about what they need to do, should do, want to do, have to do, and what's going on in this market. We still need to have those conversations, but you need to understand who you're talking to so you can connect and communicate with them the best way possible. So, just put the shoe on the other foot. It'll help you really connect and understand them. And with that being said, that will wrap it up for me today. So just wanted to remind you of things that are going to work in any market: crazy market, busy market, slow market. We got to get back to some of the basics sometimes. And, we heard Craig say, some of the things we told you last year in the Next Level Youth, throw it out the window, it's not working. Well, these are some things that no matter what's going on, if you implement them into your business, you should be on more solid ground and have a better opportunity. So thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful last day of the month of June. Here's to shooting for a wonderful second half, a perfect third quarter, and an amazing holiday season, because what you're doing now is working towards, everything you're doing now is working towards what your Christmas is going to be like, what your holiday is going to be like. Start creating, that's an easy thing to create some emotional attachment to. That's really, really easy to start saying, wow, what would Christmas be like? Let me think about if I can make the most amazing Christmas. So that's why I use that as a tool right now for the last 6 months of the year. If you start engaging with that, you're going to have an awesome holiday season. And if you start creating the emotion now and how amazing it would be and start working towards that with that drive and that goal and that focus, you're going to get some amazing results. So thank you so much, you guys. Have a great day. Happy June 30th.